Hello, everyone. My name is Wally Rodriguez, the Crypto Hunter. And today I want to talk about Terra Luna. I mean, just looking at the chart itself, you could tell that it's not dead. There's still plenty of room to the upside. Obviously, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research and invest at your risk. But I do want to remind a lot of people that are saying that Luna is dead, that this is not going to work. Don't forget what Luna has accomplished throughout, the time that it started coming out, and the fact that it even managed to go to be between the top 20 cryptocurrency. That says a whole lot, if you ask me. I don't think that this guy is just gonna let it die, let his dream of his company that he has been creating for such a long time just go and rock bottom. There is a lot of things that I myself believe that Luna still has a bright future, and those that enter or have already entered is going to have a maximum profit within the next couple of months, maybe a year or two, whatever it takes. But I believe that that time will come. The other thing that I wanted to show was that they have a plan of reviving the ecosystem. And one second, let me see if I find it here. And while I'm looking for that, also don't forget that Luna is on Coinbase, which they had delisted it and decided to put it back. So that also says a lot. And in my opinion, I don't think that it's gonna go anywhere. Um, okay, let me see. Should this tab instead? Okay. Well, I don't know why it's coming out this zoomed in. But in the meantime, I just want to remind everybody that Terra Luna has been a very strong ecosystem. It has been a very strong solid project, just like Ethereum and Cardano. So those are things that I think people should consider before taking any drastic decision because of fear of losing or anything like that. Okay, so this is the official website where they talk about the forum, well, the proposal that Dontquan did. Just give me 1 second that this still keeps on going automatically on zoom in. But here Don Juan says, there's been several communities and validator groups discussing launching a fork of the Terra chain to make the ecosystem whole from the UST depegging event. Wanted to offer my perspective on how this should be done. As of this time, there are still several $billion worth of UST, and the value of Luna token has fallen to essentially zero. Even if the peg were to eventually restore after the last marginal buyers and seller have capitulated, the holders of Luna have so severely been liquidated and diluted that we will lack the ecosystem to build back up from the ashes. While a decentralized economy does not need decentralized money, UST has lost it too. Much trust with its user to play the role. So what remains, while UST has been the central narrative of Terra growth story over the last year, the Terra ecosystem and its community is what is worth preserving. We've we built up one of the largest and most vibrant developer ecosystem in crypto, with some of the smartest minds in the world working on product with the best UI slash UX. Terra Station has a large install base with millions plus users across the world. Although in distress, strong brand recognition, and a name that almost everyone in the world will have heard about. Um, the Terra community, okay, the Terra community must reconstitute the chain to preserve the community and the developer ecosystem. Validators should reset the network ownership to 1 billion token distributed among 400 million, which is 40% to Luna holder before the depegging event. Last $1 tick before the depeg on Binance should be reasonable. B Luna, Luna X, and Luna held in contrast should also be recipients minus the Terraform Lab account at, I'm guessing this is the Terra address. The new chain should be community owned, preserving decent ownership of the network, and its strongest believer and builders is important. 400 million, which is 40% more, to UST holder pro rata at the line of the New York new network upgrade. UST holder needs to be made whole as much as possible. 10%, which is 100 million, to Luna holder at the final moment of the chain halt. Last minute marginal Luna buyers should be compensated for their role in attempting to provide stability for the network. 100 million, 10% to the community pool to fund future development. All Luna besides the third tranche should be staked at the network genesis state. The network should insensitize, insensitivize, sorry, insecurity with a reasonable inflation rate say 7% as fee will no longer be enough to pay for security without the swap fee. So here he says call to action. Why does this distribution make sense? USD holder need to own a large share of the network as the network debt holder. They deserve to be compensated for the token they have been holding to the end. Terra needs a community to continue to grow and make its block space valuable again. The only way to do this is to make sure that token holder before the attack commence, the most loyal community member and builders stick around to keep providing value. It is a hard balance and no easy answer in distributing value within the network, but value must be distributed to allow the ecosystem to survive. And in its current state, it will not. The future of Terra Network. The rallying cry for the Terra community has always been a decentralized economy needs decentralized money. This is an exciting vision, and while UST has not been successful, the Terra community will find ways of iterating on the idea at some point in the future. But the priority now should be the preserve this preserve this amazing ecosystem and to make as many user and builder as possible. Terra should first preserve its layer one, and the community should gather to discuss decentralized money once the dust has settled. I hope the community can achieve speedy consensus on how to revive the Terra ecosystem. I'll always be there. Obviously, this is from Dontquan. One second. Okay. So, like I said, this guy is not planning to give up. I also saw um, that they also said about a 1.40 billion burn of UST and staking 240 million Terra Luna, which that should also help bring the price back up. Um, Let me just remind everybody what is Luna about. Okay. I mean, and if you really see, since it touched the bottom pretty much when they stopped the minting of new Lunas, the price has gone up pretty decent amount. I want to see if I could. Uh, Let me. In the past day, let me see this on Trading View better. There you go. Is one day good? Uh, yeah, one day should be good. All right. Just before the incident happened, there was a Luna prize of about wait, $117, and we're talking about April 3rd of 2022. And the price dropped significantly. I don't know why I cannot see the whole price, but it had already taken more zeros than what it has now. Um, but if you take a look at the 4-hour chart, it has been sitting nicely and stable. It looked like this was the floor, and it has been going slowly but for sure. That's I mean, well, nothing is guaranteed, but from what I've seen, it has been staying stable, and it has a big possibility that it already touched bottom, and from here is back up. How far up? That's the part that we don't know. But with the whole um with the plans, the proposal that they have, I believe that Terra should start going back. In my opinion, and this is my personal opinion, we should see Terra back to at least $1, maybe 10 cents, most likely first, but it is possible. All people have to do is remember exactly what was the first reason why they bought Terra in the first place, and they have to remember how strong the project is, and it has been until this incident. Okay, um, yeah, I mean, I usually use TradingView or investing.com, but I'm not really getting what I want to see here. But other than it just had found strong support, and ever since that, it has been going up slightly, slowly, but for sure. If I put the AMA here, let me do it here. Let me share this tab instead. Let me put the 4-hour chart. Bingo. So, as everybody can see, it has found stability right here. I see all the moving averages coming down until finally the red one, which that's what I'm really hoping for, starts coming down too. And from there, we should see a move towards the upside. And the upside, the first resistance within the moving average that I see will be about $6. And the next resistance within the other moving average is about $1.56. So this is why I believe people shouldn't fear and sell out of their bags because of it. And if you already, let's say, for example, you invested when it was about $100 or so, then what I think you should do is just hold your bag until it comes back up. At least that's what I would do in this case. Um, Okay, so let me go back to Terra Luna website. What is it about? Uh, First, let's talk about all the exchanges that it has been listed on, which is not any little exchange, none of them at all. As a matter of fact, we see here, let me share this tab. We see here that it is already listed on most of the top exchange: Binance, KuCoin, Huobi Global, Kraken, FTX, Gate.io, Bitfinex, Gemini Exchange, Bittrex, Bybit. I'm telling you the ones that I know to be tier one exchange. Crypto.com and a few swap. So yeah, I don't think this coin is just gonna disappear. That is just my opinion. And if you have $100 just laying around, now will be a good entry, and just hold it and see. Maybe it might change your life, maybe it won't, but I myself believe that there's a bigger possibility that it will. All right, thank you for, well, no, sorry. Let me go back to the web page. Here we go. So just to remind people, what is Terra Luna about and what it has been about? The fact that the site keeps going back to 150% zoom in, I don't get it, but okay. All right, so what is Terra? Programmable money for the internet. Spend, save, and stake like never before. Terra is a public blockchain protocol deploying a suite of algorithm decentralized stablecoin which underpin a thriving ecosystem that brings DeFi to the masses. Um, Industry leading decentralized stablecoin UST, vibrant smart contract platform, thriving cross-chain DeFi environment built on the Cosmo SDK and Tendermint consensus. Well, I guess I can play this. I don't think I'll get a copyright for it.
Creating a decentralized form of money on which you can build a entirely new type of permissionless financial ecosystem is the holy grail of cryptocurrency. And that's exactly what Terra does. I first got into crypto in late 2016. What was the most interesting to me was that in an industry that calls itself the cryptocurrency industry, there was literally nobody working on creating a better form of money. People just took for granted that Bitcoin was peer-to-peer electronic cash, Ethereum was programmable money, and they never questioned whether these assets were actually useful as money. I started to think about what is a type of cryptocurrency that would actually be usable in the real world. Terra creates a decentralized money, which is easier to spend, more attractive to hold and invest than other types of fiat money or Bitcoin. One of the biggest problems that we're witnessing across the world is massive inflation. We're seeing 5% inflation in the developed world. But at the same time, the yields that people are getting in commercial savings accounts is 0.05%. By having a permissionless form of money and a permissionless financial system built on top of it, you can start to give people real yield that doesn't erode the value of your household savings.
There are three main apps or protocols in the Terra ecosystem: Anchor for savings, Mirror for investing, and Chai for payments.
But you can think of Anchor as a bank on blockchain. Anchor gives you 20% interest rate per year, which is far superior than any other banks, basically just unheard of. We basically removed all the middlemen, all the inefficiencies that happens around actual fiat money.
There is Anchor, grants, and borrow. In Korean bank, it's like 1%, and in Terra, Anchor protocol, it's like almost 20% value, and every year my assets are really growing up and up tremendously.
There are tons of people in the world that cannot get access to lots of different asset classes. It could be because they don't meet the requisite investor qualifications. It could be that the assets that are being traded are simply not available in the jurisdictions where they happen to live in.
And this is Mirror, and you can also buy and sell stocks here, Coinbase here.
Mirror allows people to invest in any asset class in the world in a synthetic way without having to ask for permission from anybody else. Chai's core innovation is that it really makes it easy for people to transact using decentralized money. Across the developed world, the average transaction fee for settlements is around 3% for all payment services. For Chai, we're able to cut that fee down to somewhere between 1.1 to 1.5% by cutting out all the middlemen in the settlement process.
For customers, they can have benefits from Chai, like the cashbacks, like 10% to 20%. For merchants, it's faster.
And Chai is widely integrated with a ton of different merchants in Korea. So you have this really unique type of experience where not only can you earn using DeFi, you can take those DeFi yields and you can spend it on anything that you want in the country. As we start to expand into more markets after Korea, the retail perception of what Terra can do as a competitor to fiat money is going to be astounding.
In addition to Anchor, Mirror, and Chai, Pylon uses a very interesting mechanism to further catalyze our ecosystem.
Pylon is a new protocol on the Terra ecosystem that allows you to access services and art for free. Along with other projects like Anchor, Mirror, it's kind of like an extension of the capabilities of DeFi. It's as simple as you make a key money deposit. That key money deposit accrues yields and provides you with different services for free. And at the end of the day, you're able to withdraw that key money deposit. So what we did was apply this concept to DeFi, to things like subscription services, to rentals in the metaverse, and artist patronage.
The Terra ecosystem really has one main product, the decentralized stablecoin, UST.
There's probably a ton of different things that you can work on in crypto, but I think the most important thing is fulfilling Bitcoin's initial vision of becoming peer-to-peer electronic cash. And it turns out that in order to be peer-to-peer electronic cash, the value of whatever you need to create needs to be pegged to existing units of account that people can provide. So we think that a stablecoin that has stable value against fiat currency is important. But when you have these stablecoins, they need to be decentralized. So if you look at stablecoins like Tether, USDC, they're under the control of whoever is operating them, or whatever regulator feels like they have jurisdiction over these issuers. So what that means is that as you're building up a decentralized finance ecosystem on top of these centralized stablecoins, you're going to be held hostage to whoever happens to have control over the underlying centralized money. And that's why I think decentralized stablecoins are the most important innovation in crypto.
Yeah, so it looks like we have 3 to 4 projects over the next few weeks, many more for the.
I think an easy way to estimate the amount of value that is being generated in the network is by looking at all the different use cases that happen to use Terra stablecoins. So in the beginning, I grew very excited in keeping track of new projects as we're launching on top of Terra. But at this point, like it's impossible to keep track anymore. Every day there are new protocols that are launching. The dimensions of what can happen when you unleash the programmability of all these different protocols is going to be mind-blowing.
Last year, because of COVID, my business was really having hard time. I didn't have my money to give my employees. But after I know Terra, it changed my life. It made me overcome my hard time situation.
This is probably a cliche, but I think we are even earlier than the beginning.
We have hundreds of teams building on Terra at the moment. I think in the near future, we'll have thousands of teams that'll all push UST to become the number one stablecoin in all of crypto.
All right, so as you can see, the guy has a big vision, and once again, I don't think it is like some people said, "Oh, he did it on purpose." I think this was a very planned attack, which obviously they succeeded to where the both coins, Terra Luna and the UST stablecoin, dropped dramatically. And then people panic, and that caused a sell effect. So, yeah, here we go. Terra is the leading cross chain protocol in the industry with Terra Asset supported by leading blockchain. Has a lot of partnerships, obviously, different blockchain. Join the fastest growing ecosystem in the crypto with 100 plus projects across DeFi, Web3, and NFT. So build on Terra, build brand new apps and protocol, or contribute to existing Terra code base. Learn more about Terra, discover how Terra works, how you can interact with the ecosystem, join the community, become a validator. The Terra protocol is an open source stablecoin network controlled by its stakeholders. More demand for Terra stablecoin, which is the UST, more value capture by Luna, Terra decentralized reserve asset. As is the first successful decentralized algorithmic stablecoin participate in the value creation of a new DeFi stack. And I want to take a look at this. This is the Terra ecosystem. Terra Luna ecosystem. See who is building on Terra. Total of 114 projects. So Anchor Protocol, fixed yield platform with borrowing yield. Anchor offer frictionless assets. Anchor saving has no minimum deposit, account freezing, or sign up requirement. It can be used by Astroport, Terra Station, Mirror Protocol, Prism, which actually that's interesting. Mars Protocol. All of these are the projects that are built within Terra or on top of Terra and work with the Terra ecosystem. So once again, do you guys really think that something this big is worth just what? a couple of $1 billion and let it go to, I don't know, to the bottom of the abyss, pretty much. And that is my opinion on Terra Luna. I hope everyone liked the information that I provided. And this is it. Thank you everyone for watching, and whoever watches this video, please like, subscribe, turn on the notification, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.